It is all good in the Lumberjack Nation. JB Mathers here for Humboldt All-Axess, and we have got another action-packed show. We're right in the thick of the middle of a 4-game road trip in Cal Poly Humboldt Hoops. The Jacks on the road this Thursday at Merced. First trip ever to the new campus. Excited for that. Plus, we're going to go softball as the Jacks are in the middle of their 25-game road trip. And then we're going champion style with a little wrestling as well. It's Humboldt All-Axess. Oh, kicking things off with the one and only Kevin Johnson. You know, KJ, you had to deal with me all the time when you were playing. Now you're back. You know, you're just prepping for your head coaching days, right? For all the media availability.
Yes, of course.
How fun is it for you as a guy who has been around for a while? You're down in SoCal, and you know Alan Guay, Rodney Dickerson, just seeing a lot of guys I'm sure you know through the Humboldt connection, and you've been doing this so long, I'm sure across other paths of your basketball life.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. We didn't really get much of that as when we played because we were in a GNAC most of the time, and not too many people wanted to travel to Ellensburg or, you know, Bellingham or anything like that. So, but when we're going to Southern California, we got a lot of alumni in that area, and there hasn't been a game this season where we haven't had alumni at the game, so that's definitely been fun.
I mean, I don't think it's outlandish to say we had more fans this weekend than the opponents.
That's been the case a lot of times on the road, to be honest, and it's definitely fun and makes it like a home environment for us.
All right, look, when you win all these close games, it's a blast, so I'm sure it stings to lose a game by a point. What was the feeling for the squad after coming up short against Dominguez Hills?
I mean, for sure. I mean, especially the way that we lost it. I mean, being up 9 with about 1:50 left. And in order for you to lose that game, everything that can go wrong possible has to happen in that time, and it did. But, I mean, it's definitely tough, but we have been more so on the other end of those throughout this season. So, I mean, you know, we know what it's like now. I think getting a taste of that is going to make us definitely become more comfortable when we have the lead and respect the lead and not try to make as many, you know, mistakes as we did before.
Yeah, talk about the respecting the lead, and where do you guys think it went wrong with that 10-0 run for Dominguez Hills? And can you pin it on one thing? Did you guys get a little lax? I guess, how do you make sure you don't let that happen again?
We watched a lot of film. We had a pretty intense film session to see the mistakes that we made. I'm not going to pinpoint it to one thing because we had plenty of different, you know, opportunities towards the end of the game to, you know, win the game, and we just didn't happen to do that. But if I was to pick one, I'd probably say rebounding. We allowed them too many offensive rebounds towards the end of that game, and we also turned over the ball too much towards the end of the game. But, I mean, we definitely watched our mistakes like we normally do, and we'll definitely try to fix that so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, and I guess we'll find out this Thursday, right, because how the team reacts and bounces back against a Merced team that they've been battling this year. They've got a good big guy, and they kind of spoiled what was going to be a good start to the conference and homestand for the Lumberjacks. So what should the Lumberjack faithful expect for round 2 versus the Bobcats?
I mean, we're going to go out here and stick to, you know, what we do best. We're going to try to stick to our strengths and just try to continue to play hard and, you know, defensively be great on defense. I think that's been our key that's led to our offense, being able to get stops and allowing make another team turn the ball over and stuff like that. I think we're going to get back to that, and I think we'll be okay this week.
All right, with that said, you're a big, you're coaching up your man Shaq. He seems to be just getting better and better week in, week out. Talk about, you know, the work you've been putting in there, and more importantly, the work he's done to grow and hopefully continue to do so.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we definitely work with him a lot, but he's definitely the most talented big in the league, and everything just is up to him. It all comes down to him. But we've been, you know, doing things in practice to try to show him where his strengths are. I think that's one of the things that, since he's so well-rounded, to try to find like a sweet spot for him so he can understand where he's going to score his points or how to defend on the screens and stuff like that. And I feel like we can talk it and coach it all you want, but actually showing someone and putting them through, you know, what works for them really helps a lot.
How does a big man beat his best in today's basketball? Because game has evolved a lot, and the three-point shot has somewhat, I don't want to say diminished, but has definitely changed the big man role. How does a big man fit into today's world of hoops?
I mean, to be honest, I just feel like it's the opposite. I feel like bigs try to become more as guards instead of sticking to what their strengths are. I mean, because if you have a dominant big who wants to post up a lot, like, you're going to still go to that regardless if the game is shooting threes. I just think that it just depends on, your particular team and how you want to handle that. It doesn't necessarily mean, yes, a lot of bigs are shooting threes, but if you want to go to the block and you have the skill, then you can still do that.
Yeah, I mean, my basketball IQ is suspect, but even I can tell Shaq's a matchup problem when he's near the rim.
100%. He's always a matchup problem. I mean, you can see him banging threes as well. I mean, but down low, once he, gets to his spot, he's pretty much unguardable down there.
All right, Wayne Hampton, a guy we've grown to love this year. He's really blossomed. Very mild mannered, but 3 T's in the last couple games. What's the word that you guys need to have with Wayne so he just lets his talking or his play do his talking?
I mean, he's a competitive guy. And, it's not like he's loud when he gets these technicals.
No, that's why I'm shocked every time he gets one.
Right. I mean, to be honest with you, a couple of them were kind of but it is what it is. They got called, so they were technical. But, I mean, he knows. He's grown enough to understand, like, sometimes you got to just be quiet and keep it moving. Don't celebrate and do what you got to do.
All right, final 2 of this 4-game road trip. What do the Jacks need to do to be successful at Stan State, which Coach Trevor just got win number 200. He's going to try to muck it up and make it difficult for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. I think we just need to go out there and play hard, honestly. Every possession, I feel like there's times where we take time off, and that's how we allow teams to get back. We haven't really stepped on anyone's neck this year yet. We get to a 12-point lead, 14-point lead, and we allow them to get back into the game. So we're trying to express once we get up there, we got to keep, stepping on their neck and not letting up. And I think this week we'll play hard, we'll rebound well, and I think we'll be okay. That'll be the key.
All right, Jacks, we're going to go Mortal Kombat on the competition this week. At least that's the plan. Coach Johnson, appreciate your time as always.
Appreciate you.
Back after this. Pleasure to be joined by Michelle Bento-Jackson, head coach of the Cal Poly Humboldt women's basketball team. All right, Coach, tough go there on the road. Crazy news is 8 games left in conference. You're 8-0 against those teams. So let's start different. Let's look forward. You got to be chomping at the bit with 8 to go.
Yeah, we are, and obviously extremely disappointed in our performance this past weekend, and definitely not the outcome or the results that we would have hoped for. However, as you mentioned, and as I've talked to the team, we do have 8 games guaranteed left, and we feel pretty good that we can kind of reset and get ourselves playing better basketball as we finish up the conference play.
I love my cliches. So we've always said it's a marathon, not a sprint. And kind of, I imagine it's at that middle of the run right now. You kind of hit the wall, you get tired, and you're at that point where you can grab your hips and grab a deep breath or power through it, I guess.
Absolutely, and as I explained to the team, the second round of conference play is always a little bit tougher. Everybody's more familiar with each other from a personnel standpoint, from a general concepts, on what we do offensively and defensively. So it's going to be tougher, let alone on the road, but it is, it's the same for everybody. And I was just this past weekend, Thursday, it's a wash. We just didn't even compete, to be honest with you. And then on Saturday, our effort, energy, all those things were better. We just had a really hard time scoring. And, scoring in the 40s is not going to cut it. So we just spent a lot of time yesterday on just working on some different things. And, the girls' effort was great yesterday in practice. I think their head is in the right spot as far as let's attack this next road trip and take it one game at a time.
Yeah, I know it's different opponents and ups and downs and ebbs and flows, but, this team's hit the 90s, they've hit the 80s. What can you pin besides the opponent, which I know is kind of a big deal, that why the offense sometimes is clicking and when it's not?
Well, I think it's 2 things. I think in particular for this last weekend, our defense just didn't create enough offense. And that's something that we have done fairly consistent with throughout the season and given us some offensive opportunities. And then as we watched film yesterday, just our spacing on offense, our lack of sharing the ball, just kind of being tunnel visioned and making poor decisions. So it's a combination of a few things, but we spent a good part of yesterday just really working on our offensive flow and getting the ball moving. We got way too stagnant this past weekend.
All right, with that said, moving forward, UC Merced, you're going to play Thursday. I think Drew can confirm later, or maybe by the time I get in there Thursday. This is the first time I think the team has played there. So what's it like going to a new place, especially when you get in the comforts of conference play, to have something new this late in the season?
Right. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, the majority of our team are going to all these new venues, and all the arenas and the gyms is new for the majority of the team. I think outside of maybe 4 of them, including Siena. So I don't look into that too much. Yeah, it's more new for us coaches, maybe just getting familiar. But at the end of the day, we just got to play good basketball. We got to compete, and regardless of where we are.
Okay, with that said, what have you learned thus far about playing teams that second time? You talked about the girls out, it's a different animal. How can you flip that switch?
Yeah, well, we certainly can't take whether we came out with wins in the first round of conference play. We cannot take that for granted. Obviously, this last weekend was indicative of that. I mean, we had a pretty good showing against Dominguez here, and then we go down there and, we don't come out with the win. So that's exactly the same thing for Merced. Regardless of what the outcome was here for Merced, they're playing much better. Yeah, their record is to me not indicative of the type of team they are. A lot of their losses have been within 5 points. So at the end of the day, we just have to play our brand of basketball, which we did not do this past weekend.
Yeah, I look at their scores, and here's a team going into the year you would just chalk up as a win, and I'm like, wow, they're competing night in, night out. What are they doing better? And then on the flip side, a team like Stanislaus, who's having a down year, how do you put them away early and try to keep them at the state they've been in?
Well, it's easy for me to say, whether it be possibly a team that's at the bottom of the standings or a team at the top. I mean, I really try to, as a coach, try to get the team to mentally approach each game the same. A lot easier said than done, whether you're playing number 1 or at the bottom. So that's obviously our challenge as coaches, is just to get that type of mindset. And I think right now, just due to, we've lost our last 4 out of 6 games, and just kind of refocusing the group, reminding them, we've had success this year too, let's get back to that. And so I really think their mindset is in the right place, regardless of who the opponent is on Thursday. I expect us to come out ready to go.
Yeah, it's got to be kind of wild. I remember I had a coach who said things are never as good as they seem and never as bad. Maybe that's, when Ghazni hits that game winner against Pomona, it is great, but at the same token, you can't get too down on yourself when the ball doesn't go at the end of the game against Dominguez Hills and you come up a bucket short.
No, we can, and certainly, no game is just, at the last game. The last play. No game is going to be that result. We struggled offensively throughout the entire night. Yes, we put ourselves in a position to win the game at the end, but there were so many other things that could have been done more efficiently.
As a coach, do you find yourself when you go to bed thinking about those final 30 seconds, or is it the culmination of the whole game? Because obviously for the radio guy, I dwell on the end.
Well, as a coach, you're always thinking about the end of the game, and whether it be clock management or what call was played, what play was called, and so of course all of those things are going through my mind tremendously. But then I'm like, okay, why were we in that situation? And so really going back and evaluating the entire game as a whole.
Well, Coach, 10-4 in league, and you've got 8 to go against 8 teams to beat already. So I think things are looking good. I'm excited for this home stretch. Good luck, and stay busy on the road so you don't get too bored driving all the way to Merced.
Thanks, JB.
After these messages. Champs here. Josh Neiwert, champion, 133-pounder at the conference tournament. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's it feel like to be a champ? Let us know, because we will not get to walk in your singlet.
Well, I haven't won a tournament yet in college, so it felt pretty good. It was against my own teammate in the finals, so we didn't wrestle, but it felt good to get a win.
Well, I mean, you see him all the time in the gym, so you know who's better, right?
Yeah. I guess so.
Well, obviously, it wouldn't be a surprise if you guys get to go again, but just walk us through, for folks who had never been a part of a wrestling tournament, how does the weekend start, and then talk about just each match you had to go through to get to that championship match, which in the end, of course, your teammate couldn't enter the bell due to an injury, and obviously you guys are focused on the next step.
Well, I'd say that the hardest part's probably making weight. It's harder than wrestling, I think. We got there on Friday, so a couple days early. We didn't wrestle till Sunday. We got to work out in every day. Then you weigh in on like at 7, you get 2 hours of recovery.
Okay, so you weighed in obviously 133 or below on Friday. What do you think you weighed when you wrestled on Sunday?
I was probably at least 140. I'm like 150 right now. So, but that's just because it was don't worry, I'll be gone after that. But yeah, I probably gained about 7 pounds in 2 hours.
Wow.
7 or 8.
What's the quickest you can get it off?
If I have to do it, probably 2 days. I could probably get 7 or 8 pounds off in 2 days.
All right, we're gonna take notes after. All right, let's go back to, so you wrestle Sunday, you get up, are you a big ritual, routine, superstition guy? Or is it just like, let's go?
Oh, very much so. I do the same thing every time.
Take us through it.
So I like to wake up about an hour before we got to leave. I like to just go on like a 15-minute run. It's about a mile or 2 miles. Just to kind of get the weight cut out of you,
Yep.
so you can feel better when you're wrestling. I always eat a sandwich and then some water. Only drink water.
Okay.
And then maybe
You a
like
turkey guy, PB&J, what kind of sandwich we taking out?
ham and mayonnaise and then Swiss cheese.
Oh, there you go, okay.
Yeah, it's great. It's
That's
really
pretty
good. Yeah,
and
it is.
I mean, it's champion's meal.
Yeah, and the coaches always get us the food before, so it's nice. Yeah.
So you don't, coach even makes a sandwich for you?
No,
that's
they
full
won't. They won't make us the sandwich, but they'll get us the ingredients.
Okay, so you guys go to the bus now. Look, where you see the football, the basketball players, the headphones on, it's business. Is that how you're getting on the vans heading over to the gym?
I always like to keep my hood on and just keep my music. I don't really talk much during
Okay,
wrestling.
what kind of music
days.
we got going?
I love rock, so I love rock. I love rock.
I like that too.
Yeah,
That's a good call.
It's my favorite.
Okay, first match. What seed were you going into the tournament?
I was the first seed.
Okay, so everyone's gunning for you.
Well, not exactly. The Vanguard kid I lost to. I think he's ranked 8th in the country. He didn't weigh in or wrestle. I don't think he wanted to wrestle me. So
Obviously not.
I'm excited to get that match back at regionals.
So who'd you wrestle in the first match?
His backup from Vanguard.
Okay, so
yeah.
you won that one.
I won that one, and then I was automatically in the finals. It was pretty easy day.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so
But me and my teammate didn't want to wrestle because I love. He's my roommate, so he's like one of my best friends. But
it could have been a little awkward.
yeah, but we both know who would. I mean, yeah.
Well, you guys might kind of, I don't know, I'm aging myself, but have you ever seen, Rocky Balboa when, Apollo Creed and Rocky just go at it on their own in the gym, no spectators,
Oh,
no
they
nothing.
turn the lights off. Yeah.
So you guys can, wait till the season's over.
Yeah, we wrestle every day.
Let Lenny ride off into the sunset for starters. Okay, so you get your championship. What is next for you? Because I know you're not done.
Well, all that's on my mind right now is making it to nationals. So last year it didn't go I didn't go as planned. So this year I just gotta prepare right, eat right, train every day, run every day. It's really all my mind is making it to nationals.
How much is training, and how much are you willing to try any new techniques or pick up any tools for your toolbox? Or are you pretty much locked in and just want to be in your best shape possible and you're comfortable with the repertoire of wrestling moves you have now?
I think to jump to the next level, I'm definitely going to need to switch some things up. I think I'm going to need to get some more attacks on my feet if I want to beat the best kids. You can't ever stop improving.
Now, how much scouting are you doing against the guys you may see in Golden, Colorado?
Well, our coaches don't like us to look at brackets and stuff, but I've always been kind of a bracket guy, so I do look a little bit. I know what everybody does. I'll be ready.
What seed do you think you're going to get in the tournament?
If I get lucky, I'll get the 3rd seed, but probably 4th.
Okay.
I assume so.
And how many guys will be in your weight class at that tournament?
So it's a 16-man bracket, and then top 3 go to nationals.
Okay, so top 3 is the goal. So how many matches do you have to win then to get in?
I think if you win your first 3 matches, you automatically make it to the finals. But if you lose one, I think you got to win quite a bit to get back to that.
So
third
it is
place
double
match.
elimination.
Yes.
Okay, well that's good news. Vanguard guy, is he the biggest competition you're going to face?
Well, the number 1 kid in the country is in my bracket at our regionals, so he'd be the biggest. But after that, it's from Vanguard. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to earn it. You're going to have to earn it when you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to earn it.
All right, Golden, Colorado coming up end of the month, correct?
Mm-hmm. February 28th.
And what advice you give to your teammates for so hopefully you won't have to go alone to nationals?
Keep your weight down. Just keep your weight down and wrestle smart, and just keep your focus. Keep your focus.
I mean,
on what's
a month.
important.
That's a lot of ham sandwiches between now and the 28th.
I know, including me too. I got to keep my weight down.
Josh, great job, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The champ.
Thank you so much.
Right here. Josh joining you guys. We're back after these messages. No, we're not on ESPN. We're on Humboldt All-Axess. Siona Halwani joining us right here on Humboldt All-Axess. Siona, appreciate it. Getting it done on the bump. Montana to Cal Poly Humboldt. How does that come to fruition?
I think being here is such a great opportunity for me, and I really appreciate Coach Crea giving me a chance and an opportunity to play softball here for my last year.
We'll talk about your journey, because as we were talking off air, College of San Mateo, close to my heart. I played football there. Your dad played football there. You played there. So talk about being a Peninsula gal and then working your way full circle to Arcata.
Well, again, I really appreciate all the opportunities at CSM that Coach Board gave me and all the great coaching, and just being a JUCO player gave me a lot of great experience and a lot of challenges, and coming here is just another new adventure, and I'm so grateful to be here.
Talk about that beauty of athletics and softball helping you navigate what is junior college to Montana to here, and just not only on the field, but off the field, classes and living.
Coming from Montana, it's been a huge adjustment. The weather's much nicer, facilities just as nice, and I think that being here is a very positive change for me, and I think the team culture and academic culture is great here.
And no snow days.
No snow days.
Speaking of no snow days, you ladies started down in SoCal last weekend.
Yes.
You're back to SoCal this weekend, then Hawaii,
Yes.
right? So, I mean, you guys don't need to pack anything, right? Because you don't need to bring a jacket, no sweaters, I assume. How do you pack for this long of a trip?
Oh man, obviously uniforms, which the people in the cage put together for us, and we just pack a couple of pairs of clothes and swimsuits for Hawaii, and just hope we have everything together.
Now, as coach, is she pretty strict on, I guess downtime activities? Because this is a long time and a long road trip. You can't be softball in class all the time.
Downtime activities, we obviously do some study hall, and we get some family time once we touch down in either LA or Hawaii. Pretty low key, we get to do whatever we want within reason. Coach is pretty relaxed with that stuff, but obviously games are most important.
Well, I'm sure she's more relaxed if you win and take care of business. So talk about that business trip mentality and taking business on the road so those trips can be more enjoyable.
I think game first, one pitch at a time, stay focused on everything, and I think the biggest thing for us is just being focused, staying in control, and owning our moment.
All right, what did you think about week one? You guys, I believe, split on the road down there. Your thoughts on how it went and where the Jacks were good, where they need to improve?
I think there was a lot of positives this past weekend, but we for sure have some room to grow.
What'd you like? What'd you think Coach was happy with?
I think our freshman pitcher, Lily, did a really great job this weekend, and our defense was really strong.
What's it like being a senior coming in, because you are new to the program, but look, you've got a lot of experience, you've got knowledge to share, but then also fitting in as a newbie?
Everybody here was super welcoming, and I feel like I was able to have an opportunity to be a leader even though I'm still learning things, which I'm really grateful for, and everybody's been very receptive to everything I've said, and I'm grateful for all the new experiences and learning moments that I've had here.
What are some of the things you've learned here that are new to you? Because that's the beauty of sports and life, right? Like, no matter, you think you know stuff, then you don't know what you don't know. What are some of the new things you've learned here at Humboldt, whether it be on the rubber or off campus?
I think the most important thing that I've learned is that there is a life outside of softball, and Coach really stresses that, and she makes us feel really comfortable in ourselves.
What are your thoughts on the competition coming up this weekend down, I believe it's Lake Elsinore?
Yes.
There, and then have you even looked ahead to what you're going to face in Hawaii?
I just know everybody we play is going to be good, and we have to take it to them.
So as a pitcher at softball with Coach, how much scouting goes into what you're going to face?
I know Coach Crea does a lot of scouting, watch a lot of videos. We look at tendencies and stats, obviously, of every pitcher, hitter we're going to face. So a lot of time and effort.
Talk about, I want to know, who's calling the pitches?
Coaches.
Coaches.
Yeah.
Do you get to shake her off at all?
I wouldn't like to shake her off just because I trust what she's calling, but if you really need to, yes.
Okay, well, that's good news. All right, tell us about your life when you're not playing softball. Talk about what you're majoring in, your studies, and you just talked about life after softball. What does that entail?
I'm a currently communications major set to graduate this spring. I'm going to go to grad school, hopefully here in business, and get my MBA, and I'm also going to be a GA here for the softball team next year, as well as interning for the College of the Redwoods football team, working in statistics.
Staying busy.
Yeah.
What are some of the things you like most about the North Coast since you've been here?
I grew up in the Bay Area, so I'm kind of used to the cooler weather. So I enjoy the weather, enjoy the beach, enjoy the sun. The redwood forest is beautiful.
It is nice to say the least. Okay, College of San Mateo to Montana, Montana to Arcata. What was the biggest difference, change, or culture shock, or harder step to make there?
The snow.
Coach Rue, do you, Coach Rue, ever discuss the war stories and what it was like being back on, the campus back there? Because I would, I follow DJ on socials, and it was hysterical to see some of the stuff he would post when it was snowing.
Oh, the snow was terrible. I remember my first experience driving in the snow, and I went sliding, and it was absolutely terrible.
Well, I crack up when I see all these people. Apparently, there's huge, blizzards going on in the rest of the country, and where you ladies were down in SoCal and this week in Arcata, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Keep up the great work. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Another edition of Humboldt All Access in the books. Talk to everyone next week.